Morning, Joel from RCmaxxUK here. Hope you're doing very, very well. Now in this video I've got a couple of things out actually with me here today, but this video is going to be about the ARRMA Kraton 8S. I do also have my Losi 5T ALX Super 50 powered car here, and I will be showing you that in another video. So if you want to see that, if you're interested in that, then please check that out on the channel. And I've got with me here a bit of a lockdown project, a bit of a mess around. It's a body, a Lightning McQueen body that I've made for that car. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, then check that out. It's on another video that I'll be filming today, and it'll be coming out soon. So this is the ARRMA Kraton 8S. Now I won't go on too much here. Obviously, if you want to fast forward to seeing the car actually run and not hear me talking about it, then please do so. Remember to leave a like and subscribe, and tell me what you think about the video. As always, I love hearing from you guys. So basically, you haven't seen this for a while. Obviously the lockdown and everything, I haven't had it out, but the last thing I did was I put the RCmaxx bumper on the front. I obviously changed the chassis, so that's the Just Bash It RC chassis on there, which is absolutely stunning. And I have also, after running it briefly before the chassis swap with 2 million diff oil, I changed the diff fluid completely now out to silicone earplugs. It's the first car I've ever put silicone earplugs in, because I've never needed to, but I thought I'd give it a go, obviously after seeing the likes of Kevin Talbot and so on doing the same, although he's running the short wheelbase chassis. So I mean, I'm not sure about this car, to be honest with you. If you don't follow me, or you haven't followed the channel before, you will not know much about it. But I bent my chassis within, I think it may have even been the first run, but within 5 runs anyway. And I was, because obviously I know about the situation with the car, the chassis bending issue and stuff, I have never run it quite as hard as I would normally run something like this. No BMX tracks, no skate parks obviously, and in fact I actually went to a BMX track shortly after getting this car, and I only took my XMAX. I didn't even take this because I just didn't want to use it there. So, you know, I did run it with the idea in mind that I didn't want to bend the chassis, because obviously this is a £950 car, isn't it? In US dollars or Australian, I don't know what that is, but it's not a cheap car. So obviously I didn't want to break it, ideally, but there you go, chassis bent, so it's £150 for that chassis. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the car. I might sell it, the reason being that I just don't want a car that I'm worried about using, that I'm worried about breaking. It's not my thing. Although I like messing around with cars, obviously I've got lots of RCs, I've spent a lot of money on this. I don't want to run something that I think is going to break. And the thing with these electric cars is, without that kind of hit of excitement you get from a real engine, you get left with basically sending it, or jumping far, jumping high, going a bit extreme possibly on the jumping, and then that's where the brakes occur. So I'm not sure I'm going to keep this. Although this run here with the silicone earplugs, if it runs amazing and I love it, then who knows. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So that's the point. Silicone earplugs in, new chassis. Let's give it a go. Maybe it'll be amazing and I just won't be able to sell it. Let's see. And just to say, other than the chassis and the bumper and the silicone earplugs, it's a 24 tooth pinion. That is it. So 24 tooth pinion, and those other bits, all the electronics and everything else, are still exactly the same as you get standard. Servo, nothing's been touched with that. And the motor and the ESC is all standard. Running some Genzace 6750 milliamp 70C lipos. Right, I started to put the body clips in without these washers, so I turned the camera off and started again. Right, let's see how this goes. So the main question is, can you get wheelies out of it? Because of course standard you can't. and I think most people want wheelies, really, to be fair. Obviously if you're racing you don't want wheelies, but if you're blasting about, bashing, especially on something like an open field like this, without wheelies you're pretty, I don't know, you're going to get bored pretty quick, aren't you, really? So yeah, I think most people want wheelies really out of a basher car. So that's steering out. Right, well, the wheelies obviously. Of course, if you haven't got the grip, it's not going to wheelie. So. Oh. Ooh. I've speed gunned this car or GPS this car in another video, and it's running about 50 miles an hour at the moment on that 24-tooth pinion. So now you need a wheelie bar. Ah, the other thing I made, you can see actually now, that's what the wing does. Jesus, hope the wing's all right. Another thing I made, just to show you quickly, I made these dirt guards, which are basically just plastic cut, drilled and screwed into the arm. Just keeps all the crap off the arms. Yeah, it's the only other part actually I've broken on this truck is the rear wing mount, so that's a brand new rear wing mount on there. I don't really want to break that again, especially if I'm selling it. Ooh. It's funny actually, I was talking to someone on Facebook yesterday, and a few guys actually, and they're talking about handling of this car, and obviously, well, I guess maybe that's the earplugs there doing that, but yeah, it's not the, you know, there's this suggestion that the Kraton 8S is way better at handling than the RCmaxxUK. I'll try and speak, I'm struggling speaking. And I'm not sure if it is that much better. It's wider, obviously, and lower, so it should be better. But other than that, I'm not sure it particularly handles better necessarily. I mean, you can still, it definitely turns to be more aggressive with the turning because of the width. But you can still obviously make it quite. Oh no. Ah, that always happens, doesn't it, when you're miles away from the car. So what I mean is it's definitely possible to roll it if you're being aggressive with it, depending on what surface you're on. So don't imagine it's like the most amazing handling car in the world, because it isn't. It does a nice wheelie though now when you get it right, as in grip wise, or when you're vicious enough with the throttle. Oh shit. Right, I'm going to call it a day there, because I don't know, I'm enjoying it, but oh, what was that? Thought I heard a funny noise there. Better just check quickly. Yeah, I think it's alright. Alright, there it is. ARRMA Kraton 8S. Silicone earplugs. That's what you're going to get out of it, with a 24 tooth pinion. Obviously the new chassis on there. It's a lovely RC. I like the way it's put together. Tell me what you guys think. I'm always interested to know what you think. ARRMA Kraton 8S, is it a winner or is it not? I might have to do a little review video on this, on my thoughts on it actually, rather than doing it now. But yeah, I think for those of us that kind of wanted an X-Maxx, a car that's better than the X-Maxx, as in, when I say that, I mean better at what the X-Maxx does. So those of us who had X-Maxxes obviously had them because we liked what they did. So the jumping, the bashing, the wheelies, the off-road capability, the fun factor. So we bought this, the big hype from ARRMA. It's the new king. King of what? Well, King Basher, I suppose, is the answer, isn't it, really? The king, the car that beats the X-Maxx. That's what it was billed as, in my eyes anyway. There's plenty of hype. And then, of course, if you ignored the hype, which I blame myself, to be honest, if you ignored the hype and just went on what you saw, then there was an element of disappointment. I think the minute I saw that it was a massive Kraton on a leaked picture, I was a bit disappointed. I thought, oh, because the Kraton is a great all-round car, but it really is a truggy, isn't it, with big wheels. It's not a monster truck. And I know you could say the Traxxas X-Maxx isn't a monster truck either, because that's not solid axle and all that, so you could get into that kind of argument. But I'm just saying that when I saw it was an enlarged Kraton, and it in fact looked literally like a Kraton, just bigger, I was a bit, oh, I don't know. It was, I like the Kraton, but it's not, you know, it's not the most amazing car in the world. So if you'd ignored the hype and just looked at what you had coming, I think you could have told you didn't have an X-Maxx, proper X-Maxx rival. But anyway, the hype got me a bit, I think. And for those of us that had that thought in mind, that you were getting a car that was going to beat the X-Maxx or be better at the X-Maxx, at being an X-Maxx, or being that kind of crazy basher, they're the people that got disappointed. I wasn't actually initially that disappointed, but then when I felt the weight of it, I was a bit concerned. And then when I heard about the chassis, I was a bit concerned. And in reality, adding those things up, I should have listened to my gut. My gut said, don't do it. Your gut's often right. But anyway, I'll do a video on this, a little review video maybe. But let me know what you think. What do you guys think? Keep it, sell it? I think I'm going to sell it, let's be honest. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know. All right, guys. If you want to see the Losi 5T and the Lightning McQueen body, make sure you watch that video. Hope you're all doing well. Take it easy. Nice to see you again. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.